he sort of made fun of folks on Fox and elsewhere who are now giving advice that people should go out and be vaccinated, and then corrected himself, saying, you know what, actually, I shouldn't be making fun of this. This is good.
One of those other networks is not a big fan of mine. One you talk about a lot. But if you notice, as they say in the southern part of my state, they've had an altar call, some of those guys. All of a sudden, they're out there saying, let's get vaccinated. Let's get vaccinated. The very people before this were saying, I shouldn't make fun of it. That's good. It's good. It's good. We just have to keep telling the truth.
I mean, it is good,
and
he shouldn't make fun of it. And the fact that, I mean, look, there's no coincidence here. Sean Hannity, I saw Tommy Tuberville tweeting about it today. Scalise got his shot. I mean, obviously, the Republican hierarchy has seen something that tells them we can't keep going down this road. I mean, at a minimum as a political matter, but hopefully they got it as a moral and a healthcare matter. But there's no coincidence here. And so the fact that they are coming on board is a good thing. Yeah. Too late? Yes. Good thing today? Yes. I was glad that he acknowledged
half the country has not been fully vaccinated.
And by the way, we're never going to get to 100% on this. We have to get, we won't get to 100% on anything. 36% of people get a flu shot, which is crazy to me too. But we have to get as many as we can. And so if these Republicans come on board and these media types come on board, that is a good thing. And he ought to celebrate it. And I think Democrats ought not take the opportunity to make fun of it.
Even Florida Governor Ron DeSantis today became the latest high-profile Republican politician to advocate for the COVID vaccine. Coronavirus cases in Florida continue to rise. DeSantis said vaccines are saving lives.
If you are vaccinated, fully vaccinated, the chance of you getting seriously ill or dying from COVID is effectively zero. If you look at the people that are being admitted to hospitals, over 95% of them are either not fully vaccinated or not vaccinated at all.
Well, it's a sea change for some. There is something different brewing there. More from CNN's Jessica Dean.
If you have the chance, get the shot.
But if
It'll
you
save
don't,
your life.
Well,
A shift in tone in the right-wing media when it comes to the COVID-19 vaccine. Fox and Friends host Steve Doocy talking over his co-host to encourage viewers to get vaccinated. Doocy has been advocating the benefits of the vaccine since the winter, but now other Fox News hosts are following suit.
I believe in science.
Sean Hannity, who in January said he was beginning to have doubts about getting the shot, made this plea to viewers this week.
Now, just like we've been saying, please take COVID seriously. I can't say it enough. Enough people have died.
The CEO of the far-right network Newsmax, Chris Ruddy, published an op-ed saying he's been vaccinated and writing President Biden should be, quote, applauded for his administration's vaccine efforts. That shift in tone coincides with the Delta variant tearing across the U.S., hitting conservative-leaning states especially hard, where vaccination rates are some of the lowest in the country.
It's safe and effective. Yeah. I took it, and I wanted to show the picture to just encourage people.
Now some Republican lawmakers are being more outspoken in their effort to encourage people to get the shots. House Minority Whip Steve Scalise announced he got the first dose of the vaccine on Sunday after seeing the COVID cases rise due to the Delta variant.
I was ready to get the vaccine. I've always felt it was safe and effective.
In his state of Louisiana, only 36% of people are fully vaccinated, and the daily case rate is 3 times the national average. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, who survived polio and has consistently advocated for people to get vaccinated, did not mince words this week.
This is not complicated. 97% of the people who are in the hospital now for COVID are unvaccinated. So if there's anybody out there willing to listen, get vaccinated.
But there are still a number of Republican lawmakers who do not face any public rebuke from their Republican peers for pushing vaccine lies.
Now they're starting to talk about going door to door to be able to take vaccines to the people. They could then go door to door, take your guns. They can go door to door, take your Bibles. Yeah.
This is not true. But that was not enough reason for the North Carolina congressman to correct his statement. Jessica Dean, CNN, Washington.
Well, those statements encouraging vaccinations by prominent Republican politicians are clearly a start. In the long run, can they have an impact? Joining me now is Dr. Peter Hotez, the co-director at the Center for Vaccine Development at Texas Children's Hospital and the dean of the National School of Tropical Medicine at Baylor College of Medicine. He's also the author of preventing the next pandemic, vaccine diplomacy in a time of anti-science. Dr. Hotez, it's certainly, it's easy to kind of point out that, this is a sea change in tone and, criticize them for not doing it sooner. But I think that's a mistake. I think this is a good thing. It is good to have as many people as possible on all sides of not that this should be political, but of the political spectrum, telling the truth, which is that vaccines can save your life. And it's the only thing, really, the only tool you have against the Delta variant.
Well, that's certainly true, Anderson. The question is whether all of these statements in the last couple of days will continue into next week.
Yeah.
We have to remember that since the beginning of the year, the far-right element of the Republican Party has launched a war of aggression against vaccines, vaccine scientists, and other scientists. All right. I mean, this is not an isolated thing. I mean, these anti-vaccine rants were nightly events on the conservative news outlets, including Fox News. This wasn't just one anchor. This was clearly at the direction of the leadership of Fox News. This continued. You saw what happened at the CPAC conference. There was a whole contingent of the America First Republican congressmen who held town halls that emphasized adverse events about vaccines, that said vaccines are being used as a political weapon for control. This came out of the red state governors. I had, the governor of Florida with Laura, what's her name, Ingraham on Fox News a couple of weeks ago, went after me and mocked me in public, saying that I am predicting that Florida is going to get hit hard with COVID, and now Florida is the third most affected state with COVID. So this was a systematic effort to delegitimize science and scientists. So it's great hearing these statements. Are they nothing more than sound bites for the midterm elections? And will we continue to hear this? I don't know. But the truth is, what they engendered is devastating. They brought back COVID-19 to the southern U.S. That's why it began in southern Missouri, extended into Arkansas, into Louisiana, where Representative Scalise is. This was not an accident. This was deliberate. This was deliberately engineered, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of commentators who have blood on their hands for not being factual about the science here. And certainly let's hope that, for Sean Hannity's of the world, this is not just a one-off statement. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But, clearly already on the other network, while Biden was saying this about the altar call, they were also still peddling conspiracies out there. Dr. Peter Hotez, I appreciate you being on. Thank you so much. Coming up, we're going to